Good morning and happy Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. It's here. It's bright and sunny, and it's not supposed to be as hot as the past couple of days, which I'm happy about. It's been really hot, and that weather alone is enough to mess up our mental health. So, which is what we're talking about today. And all in that theme, as I usually do, it's like check in on those around you. Check in on those who have been going through some sort of trauma, some sort of issues. It can be family, medical, relational, work. There's so many different things that it can be. But check in on them, because when we go through something, even when we're in the middle of it, we tend to put on a mask to make it look like we're doing fine. Everything's okay. We're going to be fine. But as we're going to talk about today, just because you look like you're doing fine, that doesn't mean you are. And one of the things I'll probably do is reference a video post that I had reposted a year ago. And I may just try and go find that one again so I can repost it again this year because it's pertinent. But then I have my amazing sponsors, starting with my dear sister, Dr. Constance Leyland with Level Up Academy. She's definitely the Netflix of education. She is the publicity queen. She has access to so many industries. Look at this. She knows how to do press releases. She won't let you do a press release with her unless she knows that you're ready to go. That's one of the beauties of it. It's not you work with somebody, spend money, you get a press release, and maybe it flops or you don't know what happens. At least with her, she's looking at it and she's always thinking. She sees things that many people don't. So check her out. And look where she's at. Podcast, radio, TV show, live stream. She is everywhere you want to be. I think that used to be a clip for something. Anyway, Hounds of Business. When I think of the Hounds of Business and when I think of Mike Ashbrainer, it's collaboration over competition. Here is a group that they look at working together. So if you're ready to work together with somebody, even if you think they're in the same industry, but you get a mesh, you can work together, you can come up with ideas. That's what the Hounds do. And I have seen a lot of people when they get together from the outside, if you don't know them, it's like, aren't they all doing the same thing? Why are they? But they're all slightly different. They have different audiences, but together you reduce anxiety. You improve your mental health because you're working together. You are able to learn from each other. So check out the Hounds of Business and see what they're doing and what amazing things might be coming up in the near future, because they're always doing something. And then I have my dear sis with C&M Consulting, a leading management and advisory consulting firm that specializes in HR. And we all know the importance of HR within our organizations, no matter what the size of the organization. The thing about CMC is they center around empathy-driven and heart-led solutions, ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements while fostering a culture of trust and workplace excellence. And these are the things that you want. You want somebody who knows this, who has that empathy focus. They care about the people. It's not just a numbers game. They understand the requirements. So check them out. It's C&M Consulting, CMC, and check out my dear sis Danielle Manawis. And for these last couple of announcements, I'm actually going to bring up my bestie and let her be a part of this. Because one of the things...
Can you hear me? That's like
perfectly. But
Oh,
I am going because I'm always advertising this, promoting this anyway because I love their products. I'm gonna let you talk this one.
yes. So, okay. I am waiting for my box actually for another elixir. This elixir is so amazing, guys. I'm still also waiting to see if I can interview the scientist who created it. There's three main ingredients that's really good for you. They're actually looking at it. It's not okay. First of all, I think they research it in you know how when there's a research like, oh, this is for this, but then the side effects is this, like glutathione, it's for cancer patients and things like that, and then they're like, oh, by the way, the side effects is you get whiter skin, and all the Asians are like, glutathione, it's not for anything else but for the whiter skin, and that's a side effect for it, but it's actually good for your body. Well, it's kind of the same thing, I think, for this. They wanted to, I'm speculating at this point. They wanted to make sure that the beauty products that we're taking in um, is basically good for us, right? Because anything that we put inside our body is something that we need to be aware of. When they did that, when they took all of the three, there's so many people saying, hey, when I'm taking this, I don't have any more joint issues, because I have, I think, on my left side, and I realized why, because I really pushed myself in the gym. I've gone through the gym since I was 16 to keep my lungs strong and my body strong, because I didn't do anything in the Philippines when I came here. And so I had it like, when I ran 1 mile, I fainted twice. The ambulance came to my high school. So I had to go work out in the gym, and the doctor's like, you really do. So I did that gym thing. But the thing is, I pushed myself so hard. So now that I'm older, my knee hurts. When I take this, joint support, right? And then the beauty is coming from the inside and out. And so that is why I love this elixir. And they actually did a test, on human testing, on how, the cat's claw is good for you, how the collagen combined with the astrotrail is good for you. It's all about collagen, because when you actually lose collagen at the age of 30 and on, sometimes it starts at 20, but 30 and on, we lose collagen slowly. Well, when you're after 30, you need more collagen. So they put this in for you. But collagen is hard to capture. So the way people think, oh, collagen is just collagen, it's not. They synthesize collagen so that it absorbs your body. And when it absorbs your body, it absorbs your body and actually deliver where it needs to be. So that's where it is. A long answer for that.
Well, we'll take the long answer. It's good because I want people to scan the QR code, check this stuff out. Uh, I'm always using the lip balm that you would recommended. So I love that one, and I want to do more of the Bella Gray. So hopefully that will happen. And then I'm going to add in because our collaboration. This is what we have done in the last year. With Grateful to be coming out very soon. So, but anthologies. We've had so much fun with our anthologies, and I am I'm excited to see what comes up next. But let's see who is actually here. Speaking of Philippines, we have Homer's here.
Hello, Homer. I'm actually going to talk about for men's health today. I just found out, I was scrolling on TikTok this morning. Um, and one guy from Saudi Arabia, from Riyadh, he killed himself recently because of a bullying or a rumor online. And he got depressed and he just couldn't handle it. And so, yeah, we're going to talk about that. And he's Filipino. His name is Losa Math. So if you're still here, look him up, Homer.
And then there's our dear sister, and we send happy birthday wishes to Leo because today is Leo's birthday, just like it's my brother's
Um,
birthday too.
should we sing happy birthday real quick?
Oh, you can sing anything you want, dear.
Road, sister, road. Oh
You
my
know how I
gosh.
am with singing, okay?
Oh my gosh. Okay, Leo, here it goes. Ready? Happy birthday, Leo. Happy birthday, Leo. Happy birthday, dear Leo. Happy birthday to you and many more. Listen, I just woke up not too far ago because I got some issues with my pups. So, yes.
Yeah, happy birthday, Leo. And yeah, let's see if I can bring that up. I'm going to start with this because we talk about the 50 inspirational, and then let me see if I can bring. Okay, my question becomes, okay, I probably have to download some of this stuff first.
No, it's actually just a link. So if you just click on the link, it will pull up the link for you. You don't
I
need to download it.
click
Yeah.
on the link, and I'm getting a separate site, but it's
Yeah.
that beautiful big sticker of yours.
Badge. Yeah.
So
And there's also a second link that I got from FeedSpot. And I know that Baz is actually very big. He's like, "Have you heard of FeedSpot?" I'm like, "Yes." But RSS is the parent of every podcasters out there, meaning they are going to be the one that gets feed all of the other stuff. I don't actually pay FeedSpot. You can pay FeedSpot to sponsor. I don't pay them because I'm cheap. But I have hit this podcast higher education couple of times. The first time, I think, around when I was kind of new, within a year I hit number 20 out of 50, and now I think they made it into 80. Now I'm number 38 out of 80. So both of those links, sister, actually, the first one is my badge that they gave me, and the second one is to show you who are amongst the top above me, right? The teacher in higher ed is number one, the ed up experience, number two. Now, if you go all the way down, just scroll down all the way to number 38, you will find me. And then you can share my badge. So while you're looking for that,
there's
yeah,
that.
there it goes.
There's
Yeah.
the
So
badge. Now
yeah,
I can get the other one.
they give me a badge. It's kind of nice. It says Feed Spot Top Higher
You gave
Ed
me the
Podcast.
same link twice.
Um, really?
Yes, you did.
Okay, let me look at
That's
this.
why I've seen the badge all the time.
Okay. So this is, I'm hoping that's not the same, the second one. But yeah, it's so nice because it looks like our badge for number one international bestseller. I
Oh,
love that, right? It kind of looks like it. I'm like, hey, it's a
can I
big
actually
deal.
pull this page into here? Or
Yeah, you could share the screen. Same thing, the way, just remove the thing and then share it. Remove this badge first. There you
okay.
go. And then, yeah, once you pull it up, you can share it through the applications on StreamYard. It's like training on wheels today for you on sharing screen.
I will take it.
I'm always training. I'm always training. Yeah, it's an amazing feeling to actually be, so go all the way down. Just hit X, it's fine.
Okay, so you can see it now.
Yeah,
Awesome.
exactly. So go all the
Okay.
way down, okay? And then find number 38. You will see my
You're
there it
sneaking through.
is.
I
Isn't
love
it
it.
so amazing? Oh my gosh. I know. And they just put to, Apple, Spotify. I didn't put my YouTube in there, but I will put my YouTube in there. But yeah, we are in here, guys. If you haven't followed Level Up, go ahead and follow. It would be so amazing. And why are we showing this? We are showing this because the 50 inspirational connections is actually for everybody in all social media. We used to do just LinkedIn for the last 2 years. But we have people, I call them fans, right? Because haters is too negative, but literally they hate. But I call them fans, and they like to say negative things about people who's trying to lift up the community instead of helping the community. I had at least 5 people last year who got nominated for 50 inspirational. They nominate themselves, and some of them nominated them, and then they backed out when they already got picked. What you don't understand is it's not really a reflection of me. When you actually make that decision, it's a reflection of you. That really to me means that you're not ready to be in the limelight. And also, it means that your internal core, I hate to tell you this, is not strong. Because if another person gives you the opportunity to be out there and you don't see any money putting out, and then another person tells you, oh, you're going to be in trouble because of this and that and that, that's called gossip, right? So if you are not resolute of your own self, of how strong someone is trying to help you, and you actually go for the gossip, that tells you your internal core is weak. And that means you don't belong here anyway. You self-selected yourself out the door, and I'm okay with it. I used to talk, I used to think about it and get offended because I spend a lot of time, guys, a lot of time looking and reading and doing this. There's a lot, it's always the background that you don't see that I do for you, and you guys are ungrateful. I'm just gonna call that out, right? But 50 inspirational connections actually is amazing when I see the bigger picture, because the people who got selected, for they're selected for a reason, and the people who didn't get selected start gossiping. And I saw 5 last year saying, oh my god, blah 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 blah. And I just watched as the drama unfold, and I'm just putting my popcorn and they're messaging me. And I said, at the end of the day, it's your choice. I don't need to defend myself when I'm actually giving you a free of my time. I don't need to defend myself. But if you feel and you believe all these rumors, it's okay. Last thing is you need to work on yourself, because that means you're gullible, and you're at this age and you're gullible. I'm sorry. I don't want to laugh, but I'm like, what? Um, it's all about how you feel inside, because I'm all about happiness and peace, right? And compassion for others. And I'm not going to spend any more time thinking, oh, what this other person's going to say or think. I don't really care. I'm the founder of 50 Inspirational Connections. And so you can take it away from me, you can copy it, you can whatever, but you're never going to take away the essence of why it exists. It exists for people who needs the zone of genius to be out there, because I can't do it alone. Everybody has to help out, right? And so I spend my time doing that, and I love that. And I love helping my community, right? Even individually. So that's what we do with 50 Inspirational Connections. I am looking for ambassador. Mike said yes. And I think Zion said yes.
Oh,
My
good.
sister over here is going to say yes because she just does. I don't know if Danielle, she has a lot on her plate. We're going to be praying for her. We're not going to be able to tell you guys what's happening in her life. That's something she wants to share with you. She will. But what I'm going to ask you is to please pray for her and her family. Continue to pray for her and her family. I know some of you already have. Please don't stop. We all need the prayers for her and her family, for sure. And for all of us, right?
Mhm.
And we don't want it to be a depressing conversation about men's health, but we want it to be educational and informational. That's where we want it to be, because we can't find one solution. And people will like, oh, just go to see a therapist. Sometimes a therapist, I mean, look at all the movie stars who kill themselves, right? They have therapists, they could afford it, it's they still didn't do it. So that is not the answer, that's not it. So we're going to keep digging on that, sister. What's
Well,
on the agenda?
we're gonna start. We've gone through the 50, um, and then I every time I get Lisa on, I love to basically promote her because it's like, ladies, when it comes to menopause, perimenopause, any questions that we got, she's the one to go to. She knows this. However, it's from her that I heard for the first time that's like the guys go through andropause.
Yeah.
And so they have something. So it really just talking about Lisa a little bit bring it wraps right into today's conversation as we talk about the men's health, because this is men's, what do they call it, men's awareness, health
Mental health. Yeah.
awareness.
Yeah.
And the video that I alluded to, I mean, part of me doesn't want to just give it away, but at the same time, there's a video that I had shared last year. Who the guy who I reposted from, it had like thousands and thousands of comments, and even mine had thousands of impressions people looked at it, because this video, it shows two guys at a soccer game, and one is down and one is up, and going through it, and it's talking about mental health for guys. And by the time it's done, one of them's not there anymore. And it's the one who had the mask on. And that's one of the problems I talk about all the time is we're dealing with masks. We're always putting a mask on to make it look like we're doing better than we are. Because some of this stuff, society's told us, don't talk about it. Don't burden other people with your problems. Don't say anything, because then people will look at you negatively, or they'll look at you bad, or they'll look at you differently. And can you afford that? I mean, we have to deal with that in so many ways, and those are boxes we need to ditch. We need to just bust them, burn them, and stop letting anybody ever get put into them, because mental health is a part of life. All of these things are a part of life. And to make it, to have people say, don't talk about it, don't show it, don't discuss it, that doesn't help anybody. It keeps, it basically locks the box. And then I know what it's like to get locked in a box with our fear. And until you open it, until you walk out of it, you don't know if you're going to wake up the next day many times. And that is not a fun place to be.
Are we pausing? Are we waiting for me? What are we doing? I didn't have a cue. You just stopped talking.
Sometimes we need those pauses for people to just kind of reflect what's been said before we go on, because it's sometimes it's so easy to just jump from topic to topic to topic, and away you go, especially with us. I mean, we got ADHD.
Well, yeah,
Right.
especially on a live stream because you have limited time, right? We don't.
You've got limited time.
Yeah.
But sometimes you do need just a pause. Let people reflect a little bit before you dive into what's next.
Yeah, I saw that video actually. That was on YouTube, and it was a year ago. It had like 2.2 million views on YouTube, and it was Norwich City Football Club that really put that out there. And so yeah, it's a really good little snippet. It's like 2 minutes really. And of course, I actually wanted to dive in right into the stats that
Go
I
for it. You
found
are
yesterday.
that lady.
Yeah, I'm all about stats. United States men die by suicide 3.9 times more than women. And in 2023, 79% of suicide deaths were men. Think about that. Okay. The highest rates is white men age 45 plus and men 75 plus. And that makes me really sad. Like 75 plus, you're already old. Is it because you're alone? Is it because you feel like there's nothing to live for? Because I just think, like, in my head, when you're 75, you're in retirement, you're having fun, oh gosh, I don't want to cry. When you're golfing, you're doing something. But for you to think about death at 75, when it's crazy. I'm just having an issue with that. And younger men, especially LGBTQ, veterans, or minority men, are also higher risks. And I could see
Mhm.
veterans. A lot of my students are struggling in our classroom. And that's one of the reasons, not the main reason, but one of the reasons why I took upon myself to learn about cognitive behavior therapy. Because it was for me. Okay, to be honest, it was for me. And also for my students, because I see them struggling a lot in class. um UK, 3 out of every 4 suicides are male. 3 out of 4 in the UK. That's a lot. Didn't even know that. Right? Suicide is the leading cause of death for men under 50 in the UK, guys. Under 50. That's Wow. And the global trends, it says worldwide, the male suicide rate is 1.8 to 3.5 times higher than females, depending on the country. But the countries that have dramatically higher suicide rates are Russia, South Korea, and Lithuania. And my little brain, okay, literally, um, was thinking of Hofstede's. If you guys don't know who Gert Hofstede is, loss of spouses, exact. Oh,
So
true.
75, the ones over
Yeah.
75, it's like they're losing all their peers, all their friends, and their spouses and family.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. So Gert Hofstede, if you don't know, go look him up. He is to me the grandfather. I do a lot of writing in academia, right? So Gert Hofstede is there, and he basically is the study. So anytime you are an international um, corporate leader, you're going to need to get Gert Hofstede. He has a website and he actually makes it easier for you to learn before you enter business deal. And the reason I'm saying this is that part of his framework is masculinity. And if you look at this global trend of masculinity, Russia, South Korea, and Lithuania, is the more masculine countries have more pressure on men, right? They have more pressure. And I think there's also the not able, or our society is basically saying, hey, don't cry, men don't cry. I heard that from somewhere. Says men don't cry, even in the Philippines. Also, men are always going to be the breadwinner of the family. They Anything that falls through in the family, it's the men's fault, right? It's always the men's fault. um if your family is struggling, you're either lazy or you're not trying your best. I've heard that also. And that men has to find a way to take care of the rest of the family. It doesn't matter if you have 16 kids or 5 kids or 2 kids, you're going to take care of the entire family, right? The economic and identity stress for men, like job loss, some men actually attach themselves to their title, right? We had this on our anthology for Beyond Boundaries,
Yeah.
right? One of our says like, when I lost it, I start drinking, because their identity is attached to their title. Financial strain when there's a lot of bills to pay, right? Divorce rate goes up. Losing a sense of purpose can also hit men very hard, because they see themselves, even from the Bible days, right? That they are the breadwinner, they are the leader, they are the head of the household. Even our IRS will say that, head of the household, right? Men can really, basically, their identity is lost because it's tied into be a great provider. That is their label, provider. And if you don't provide, you're not a man. What do you think about that, sister?
It happens too much. It is there's a lot of pressure with that to have to fill a role that society has defined. And then when those in society try to open it up, try to um, make it easier for men to be able to show some emotions. I mean, have you ever watched guys try to hug? I mean, some of them they can do it. It's fine, but it's almost like there's a ritual of like you can hug, but you have to make it's still very stiff in many ways. Whereas when it comes to women, it's like a hug is a freaking hug, and somebody needs it, you squeeze them as tight as you can or as loose.
Sister,
But
unless you're Italian.
well, yes, there are some places that are different, but I'm just looking at within the states right now because that's what I've seen. That's what I know best is that, and there's that you're hugging through walls is what you're doing. If you think about it, when I talk about how we've always walked around with these walls, we've built up these walls, we've got this box. Quite frankly, this is guys trying to hug each other with two walls coming up against each other, which makes it all the more awkward. And we need to break that down. And those who try to break it down are seen as weak, are pushed aside, are ridiculed. Yet, if you can drop that wall, it would improve the mental health of these guys so much.
I was trying to think, like, for all the networking that I've seen my husband go through, sometimes I go through his, these are the big wigs. We're talking Millionaires Club. And I don't know why everybody always pretend I love golf. No, you don't. Your boss loves golf. That's why you love golf. Because my husband would be like, yeah. And I'm like, do you even know what all those technical terms for golf? Stop opening your mouth that you like golf, because then you'd be like, yeah, you hit the ball with the putt. I think that's what it's called. Like, don't say anything about that, because we live in a golf course, so people always assume we like golf. I don't. It used to be where if you go into golf, this was 20 years ago, you have to membership fee was 10 grand to be a member, not just to play. And my dad actually was, because we live in the golf course. I grew up in a golf course, guys. But anyway, I hate golf. I just want to tell you that. I like wearing this cute skirt in the top, but playing, no. One time I did a mini golf, and I swear I could hit that ball and I could feel it. I hit the grass. But anyway, I look cute.
That's all that matters. Oh, I'll tell you my
Oh my
story
gosh.
in a minute.
Oh, it's so funny. But I love that you're saying about normalizing the conversation, right? Otherwise we're gonna keep burying our dads, our brothers, and our cousins and our friends. So how do we actually talk about this? And first of all, I'm very visual. So I see all these men when they go to networking. They actually do this. They go, "Choo," and then once they have done the little, high five with the fist, I've seen them. They grab each other's hand like this, and then they have each other's shoulder like this. That's their hug. I've seen all of them almost always in the higher ups do that. What's up, brother? Like this. And then when this is the younger ones, when I see, I would say 55 and up, they do hug. The older men who knows each other, they do hug, but their hug still has that hollow point, like this hollow point. You don't feel the chest or anything, just kind of like a cameo hug. I've seen them visually. It's so funny that you said that. But anyway, back to normalizing the conversation. Is before I get out of my thoughts. Let's stop literally treating men's emotions like taboo topics. That's the first one, right? Model the vulnerability. Men need to see other men, not women, literally, talk about anxiety and depression and fear and trauma without shame. Leo, if you're listening to this, thank you for being a model. Thank you for thinking your family, putting yourself. He started talking about, it's hard on me when my mental health went down when I had a stroke, and I lost, like, I was thinking about my job and being a provider. He short like mentioned that, Leo did. So thank you for talking about it, right? Because that's part of normalizing. Create safe spaces, men's groups, barbershop talks, podcast, right? Audio rooms, wherever, guys. The convo needs to happen, guys. It has to start somewhere. It could be you if you're listening to this. And look at there are already men that are doing that, by the way, but not more than enough, right? Let's get help. You're not weak for feeling this and things like that. There's people out there already, but make mental health more masculine. Okay, stop framing therapy like it's a spa day. You need to go to therapy. Guys don't want to be like, I don't want to go to spa. I don't want to go talk about my feelings about somebody and this woman or this man. Like, he doesn't know me, right? Mental fitness instead of mental illness.
I like that.
Compare it to like a physical training or performance tuning of your car or your bike, whatever you're doing, or your boat, right? Men respond well to strength based language, right? Oh my God, you have mental illness? No, we need mental fitness, right? Highlight male therapists, life coaches, and role models who walk the talk for that. And then put real support. within reach, right? Not just lip service. And a lot of people do lip service like, I'm here, dude. I'm here, bro, if you need anything. And then they're the first one to break you down. Same thing for men and women, right? Women, for us, we're lucky we found each other's sister, and we have Danielle in our circle. But how many men can actually feel secure to talk about their lives and their issues, like really deep, right? Nobody, because it's hard. Peer programs train men to support other men. Sometimes they'll open up to a buddy before a therapist, right? And also employer initiatives out there. Men spend most of their time at work, so make mental health part of your HR benefits, not just a dusty pamphlet in the break room or, oh, you have this thing. Just promote it, right? What do you think?
There definitely needs that promotion. And I just want to bring up Miguel's little thing. It sounds like he's now trying to think of a new study. I mean, there's Miguel for you, right? Pick a study, any study. But yeah, I like your mental fitness versus mental illness. It needs to be more normalized. It needs to be, as you were talking about it, one of the things that came to mind was in not Infinity War, but the last of that Marvel Universe movies, where everybody had disappeared, and there's a scene that has Captain Marvel in amongst this group of guys, and they're actually opening up and being more honest about their life and what they're going through and how hard it is. You're not going to see even scenes like that very often, and it's really nice to see that happen in a movie where it's like they're going to talk about it. They're not just, yeah, it was Endgame, but they're gonna talk about it. They're gonna talk about their feelings. When you can, in many ways, when you start to see it normalized on TV, in movies, as part of the stories that we love to watch, that helps to break down those barriers to make it happen. The problem is you still have so many that they don't want it to happen. So they will push against it, and they will ridicule it, and they'll try and get it removed. You see it with certain groups of people. You see it with anything that has to do with emotions. Too often, there are people out there that basically try to shut down anything that would normalize something that they don't want to happen. And I'm afraid that even men's mental health is one of those things. It's like, why let people talk about it? It shouldn't be. They want to go back to the way it was. Well, the way it was is not the way it should be. And what do you have to say on Brave?
Brave. I like that framework. Okay. Do you know about this framework, sister?
This,
I'm gonna
this one was Baz's, wasn't it?
no,
This
has
was Troy's.
nothing to do with bass actually. It's had to do with me.
Oh,
Um
okay.
yeah, this is a
Wait, you've
framework.
talked about this, haven't
Yeah,
you? You've talked
yeah.
about this.
For men's mental health support, because again, I'm also looking at my veteran students. 90 to 95% of my students are veterans, guys. Okay, they are much older than I am, right? And so, okay, start with a B. B is for break the silence. The objective is to normalize talking about pain and fear and anger and isolation. But men also are the first one to not open up because of that fear of judgment. They have a heightened fear of judgment more than women, right? Because we just like to gossip. So we just talk. Men, not necessarily. They're like, I don't need you to know that I'm weak. I don't need you to know that I have fear. I'm brave. I'm not fearful. Break the silence, right? Use storytelling to create relatability. How do you relate to this situation? And I've actually have done this part of my cognitive behavior coaching that my students doesn't even know. Like, talk about like, hey guys, so when you were in the military, what did you used to do? You can use it as a skill in business. Yes, you can, right? Because I extrapolate all of those. But in that same conversation, if you're intentional, use the storytelling to relate. I bet you all the Navy people will be like, yeah, when I was on the boat and SS, blah, 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 blah. And then in the military for the Navy or the Army, they have something that they can relate to, right? All men can relate to fear of judgment from other men. Hello, right? Launch campaigns like I said something. Did you hear it? Right? Encourage journaling. My husband actually does journaling a lot, and he has like voice memos, but not all men write. Most just want to talk. So just do voice memos. You can put it on Word document, by the way, people, right? Like, remember we talked about, and the reason that I don't know if you noticed this, sister, that I started our conversation in Sunday of unmute by design, because this entire freaking month we're gonna talk about those frameworks of how do we unmute, and we're
Mhm.
gonna back and forth between men and women, because women suffer for it too. But unmute basically is just small talk, having a safe circle. Maybe one or three people in the same military group, maybe or one or two people in the same networking group, something, right? But someone has to lead that peer facilitation so that you can actually talk about it. The R on Brave is rebuild identity. The objective here is to detach masculinity from stoicism and attach it to a strength through growth, right? Educate about emotional literacy, guys. It's not soft, it's survival. Explore your identity beyond provider protector. Who are you when you're not fixing things as a man? Who are you if you are not a provider? If you had a choice of job today, what would that look like? A lot of people just hit on survival in their 20s, and they continue that career path all the way to their 60s until, retirement. But do they want to be in it? Heck no. They do it for survival, to what? Be a provider for their family. So guess what? Introduce masculine archetypes in health ways, like the sage, the lover, the warrior, the king, right? These are some of the identities, exercises, or personal growth that you guys can do. The A in brave is access real help. The keyword highlight italicized is real help. Okay. The objective is to get men actual support, not just thoughts and prayers. It does help, thoughts and prayers, but sometimes you really need to talk about it. You need to get it off your chest. Partner with a licensed therapist or male focused mental health organization. Peer mentors. It's nice that your therapist is nice and beautiful and smiley and it's a woman, but sometimes you have this thing in the back of your head. It's called subconscious. How the heck is she going to relate to me? I have this issue in my relationship at work with some of my people. Maybe I just have issues because he feels like I am on his department a lot. I don't know how to say this. Like, I'm afraid because I'm going to be judged. And this woman, how's she going to relate? She's not a man, right? We might be able to talk about it, but at the end of the day, guys, it is difficult sometimes with the gender roles. So have another man talk to you about that. That's the A. And the V is validate the struggle. Met me men actually where they are and not where they wish they were. Oh, I wish it was this. Okay, you're not there yet. Let's get unpacked. Don't try to fix their pain. You can't fix pain. Acknowledge it and hold a space for it. That's it. Shared your authentic testimonies, including setbacks, not just a healed version of you. A lot of people talk about the healed version. Are you really healed? 100%. Teach partners and families how to listen better without judgment. That's really big one, because fear of judgment is so real, guys, men or women,
Oh, yeah.
right? Yeah. And the last framework for brave is E, equipped with tools. Now that you have all of these help, now that you have known all of these things, you journal, you think, now you're going to have to move, be intentional. The objective is to give your men the skills to handle their minds like they handle their money or their work or their gym or their car or their collectibles, right? Daily mental fitness practices like breathing, mindset, reframes. Pause moments like Susanna did. Having a pause moment is important. Anger and stress management that isn't patronizing. Just saying. Community based accountability challenges like 30 days of showing up, not necessarily for other people, maybe for yourself, right? So that is brave. Okay, now you can, it's your turn.
No, actually, what I want you to do is go through the letters again because you've spread them out. So let's bring it back into one nice little package of what is.
What are you talking about? That is a nice little package. I just give you
Yeah,
examples.
you gave examples and everything, but I just want the synopsis of if somebody's looking at this for the first time, what what do those letters stand for?
You mean the definition? I see. Okay. So
The
B is
brief.
for
Yeah,
break the silence, R is for rebuild your identity, A is for access real help, V is for validate the struggle, and E is for equip with tools,
there
which
we
I
go.
did on every single thing.
You did on everything, but I just wanted to bring it into a little simple package for those who are like going, "Wait a minute, you're talking about this one. What was that one again?"
Yeah,
Here
you
it is.
can pause this, and you can take notes, but I did. That's how I teach, though. I always define every single letter. I said B is for break the silence, R is for rebuilding your identity, and the objective is, this is what the objective is. Yeah, you can pause this definitely and rewind, just to kind of see, because the brave framework isn't therapy, guys. This is not therapy. Okay, this is culture transformation, one man at a time, one conversation at a time, so that you can invite men to become their own safe space and each other. But it has to start from somewhere. It could be you. We don't know, right? But have that conversation with someone, even a small step like, I'm not feeling good today because of this. And what I love about Miguel, this conversation is very relatable to identity. It is. And so, Miguel, I'm sure you have your own pressure of being a provider, or being this and being that. Don't forget the journey so far that you have accomplished. That's another thing, is we look for big things, men and women. We look for big things for our accomplishments. Like, we gotta wait for that big thing to happen, and you forget everything that you do. Once you have that big thing, I guarantee you guys, you're not going to be satisfied. You're not. Believe me. Believe me. Because I used to think, oh, I'm going to get my doctorate and I'm done. I'm going to be satisfied. I don't want to be to school, no more certification, nothing. No, you're not going to be satisfied. That's just human nature. So stop looking for the big things to happen. Enjoy the little things at the moment. Be present, right? So you don't have anxiety thinking, what's going to happen 5 years from now? I don't know. I could die tomorrow. Why am I worried about 5 years from now? Like, seriously, right? I need to use brave more often. Yes. Be brave, Leo. Yes. I love it, right? Validate the struggle is real. Yes, it is. Validate your struggle. Okay, but I think sometimes women, most of the time I've seen, we wallow on our struggles. We talk about our struggles all the time and all the time and all the time. And it's draining us. And another thing is, it's draining the people. So what happens is, now it's draining your subconscious. So anytime that you actually are doing something, you get traumatized, you're like, what happened? Right? Because the subconscious is like always in height. It's always on fight or flight mode, like pumping in your head. Oh, this has happened to me before. It's got to be the same. It's not. It's like this in relationship. When someone cheat on you, right? The next relationship, you're going to be looking for ways of why they're going to cheat on you, or how they're going to cheat on you. It's because it's heightened. That subconscious is heightened, and you go to therapy because it tells you to un-F your brain literally and rewire it to have the mindset. Otherwise, you won't have a good relationship moving forward. It's the same thing. It's a muscle that we need to exercise and normalize. How do we do that? Small talks. Start with small talks. Don't look for like, it's going to be an outcome. No, it's a lifetime. Hello? But you got to live every day as if it's your last, because it could be your last. You never know. Right? Yeah.
Exactly. And we've talked about that a lot.
Hmm.
Every day is different. The subconscious, making sure that it's not the driver of some of these things that actually hold us back. Um, and some of it too is just getting past lived experiences, because I think that's another thing that kind of holds, especially for the guys, is going to hold them back from reaching out to anybody, is how they grow up as well. What are those experiences? Did they get into a situation where they're bullied but there's nobody to support them, so they just accept it and it takes them on a downhill slide? Is there a situation where they tried to express their feelings and were told, no, you don't feel like that? I mean, that goes for women too, because I know that happens all the time, where somebody's like, "Oh, you shouldn't feel that way," or "No, you don't feel that way. It's something else that's bothering you," from people who really don't know what they're talking about, except that they're going based on a stereotype, based on a box, based on whatever it is that um, society seems to deem is the way to go. So we need to break these boxes, is what we need to do, and create more freedom, create that ability for guys to have a space that they can share and be safe to share, and not just lip service. And I've seen it all too often, where those spaces become lip service, because if you don't feel safe in it, no matter what anybody says, and this is for men and women, if you're in a space and somebody says, this is a safe space, you can say anything, and you don't feel it, you won't say it. So we got to make this safer spaces to step into, to open up, to let go of the burdens that are dragging us down, and be able to truly get the help that we need. Are you
By the
working on?
way, I can't put the list. For some reason it says this comment has failed to post to Susannah Dawn. It won't let me give you the list. So I'm just gonna tell you guys, and I'll spell it out for you, okay? If you wanted to get help now, if you're feeling like this is the time that you can reach out to people. These are a list of organizations that are trusted, that's been there for a while. The first one, it's called Movember. So MOV as in Victor, EMBER.com. They are actually known, it's called Known for Mustache Campaign. Mental health, suicide prevention, and prostate testicular cancer support. They also offer resources, funding for men's programs, and community action toolkits. So Movember, MOVEMBER.com. The other one is called mantherapy.org. Man, MAN, not MEN, okay? MAN therapy, THERAPY.org. It's a hilarious and healing site that uses humor to get men talking about the serious stuff in life. They have interactive tools. They also have videos, self-assessment, great for men who'd never go near a typical therapy ad. Right, this is something that they're trying to do. The other one is called headsupguys.org. HEA as in Apple, DSUPGUYS.org. It's a clean, modern site designed for men battling depression, stress, and suicidal thoughts. It's a self-check. They have self-check tools. They have strategies, and they also have a therapist directory. And then, of course, if you live in the U.S. and if you're thinking of bad thoughts and things like that, if you text 988, this is USA only, by the way, 988. But they are there for suicide support, and it's anonymous, and the keyword is free. Right? I love that. Now, if you live in the United Kingdom, they have what we call the calmzone.net. THECALMZONE, Z as in Zulu, .net. Okay. It says daily, they're open daily 5 p.m. to midnight in the UK time. Helpline is 0800 5858 58. There's 358s and then 0800 in the very beginning. Okay. It's free, it's confidential, and it's preventing male suicide because we know UK has a lot, right? Andy's Man Club, this is still the UK, guys. Andy, ANDYSMANCLUBE.co.uk. This is more of a peer-to-peer support across the UK, and it's called It's Okay to Talk. There's no referrals, there's no judgment, just real talk, men to men. Now, if you live in Canada, it's called Heads Up Guys. Again, they have it in Canada as well. And then the other one is talksuicide.ca. TALKSUICIDE.ca. Or you can text 45645, and this is for Canada only. Okay, they're also 24 hours. And then this is more of the international online support. International online support. Findahelpline.com. FINDAHELPLINE.com. They have a global directory helplines for mental health resources by country. So all you got to do is enter your location, get instantly connected to a local crisis support. That is for international online. And there's also 7 Cups, literally the number 7, CUPS.com. This is also chat based and it's global. They have trained listeners and therapists on there. The other one is called betterhelp.com or talkspace.com. But this one, they have a paid virtual therapy platforms with male friendly onboarding. So if you're wanting and you have money to do it, go ahead and do that. But that one is not free. Okay. So this is what I can give you today to really get that help on Brave. Okay. So anything you wanted to add, sister?
Well, it looks like Jimmy wants you to add those to the LinkedIn
I
comment.
try. I tried to do it right now. It won't work. For some reason, it's blocking me. I will try to put it on LinkedIn comments, see if it lets me.
Right.
For some reason, they don't allow it here on YouTube right now. But yeah,
Yeah, we'll do it that way. And that'll probably be the best way to go. But yeah, as we look at this, it's the important thing on all of this too is we get all of this information. People talk about this during the month or on the day that is supposedly set aside for these topics, when the reality is a month is not enough to talk about men's or women's health. It needs to be a year-round conversation. It's great to have that moment that it gets highlighted. However, if people stop talking about it when that month is over, how much value does it really have versus keeping the conversation going year round? Let these months be the ones that ignite the awareness to these things, and that will, once that is ignited and you have that awareness, keep the conversation going year round. Don't just wait for the next year's month to talk about these topics, because we lose too many people between those periods when it's not being talked about. How about you, sis?
yeah, I've said this before. When it comes to mental health for women, remember it should be a 365 days, not a one day. And the reason being is that it becomes marketing ad at that point. It becomes a marketing point, just like Mother's Day and Father's Day. Why do we have one day? Dude, we're 24/7. We give up everything. Look at Sister Danielle right now. That's
Mm-hmm.
mother. That's a Mother's Day every day. What are you talking? 24/7. What do you do for a living? I'm a mom for anything. You know what that title means? It's a badge of honor for us. You know why? Because we're 24/7. I have an adult kid and I'm so worried about her. And when she doesn't call me, I literally harass her. I'm like, "What? You're not calling me. I'm going to call the cops on you to find where you're at." So she knows I
If she
would.
knows, you'll do it.
I would. And so she's like, "Oh, mom, I'm at work." I'm like, "Really? For 3 days you haven't responded? What's going on here?" She's like, "Yes, mother, I will take talk to you on my break." I'm like, "You better. When's your break? What time?" Like literally by the second I'm on the phone. And then I call my mother, "Mom, how did she visit you? No. Visit your grandmother." Like I'm never gonna stop being a mom. It's just the way it is. And unfortunately for them, I am me. So
I think it's actually fortunately for them.
oh, I'm sure right now they're rolling their I was like, "Oh, my mom's calling me all the time, checking up on me. I'm already old. Blah 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 blah." It's never gonna happen, guys. It's just you're stuck with me. I'm your mom. Sorry. But honestly, we celebrate people's lives. We have different lives. We have different needs. But at the end of the day, we're human being, guys. We're people. Just love each other. Stop judging. Okay, my lipstick is super red. Okay, I'm like totally all what. I don't care. I literally have some issues this morning and last night with my pup. So I'm like, I don't really care. You don't need this to listen because this does not talk. My mouth does. Okay. And you need this and this combined to have that feeling of extraction of information. And it's all about energy giving. If you give bad energy and you have bad energy, people feel that. And I hope you pay attention to those energy givers that just drains you because you don't need that. At the end of the day, guys, we need to make sure that men or women, okay, have their needs satisfied to the point where they can be the best of themselves, period. Stop being mean, stop getting the money in the way to be you did this, you didn't do enough. Oh, I'm going to take this away from you. For what though? Stop controlling people. The more you control people, the more they see it, the more they're going to hate you. Stop. Just let it go, let it be, and cut it in half and be done. Bye. Right? What do you think, sister? We're over 10 already, but I want to be aware of the time. But thank you so much for being here. And I will give those information as soon as this is over. I will put it in for you, Jamie, and for anybody else who needs it.
Exactly. And it's the comments that it just needs to be going, and there's Jamie's like that, same thing. It's year-round conversation. Whether it's men, whether it's women, whether it's focused on vets, because I know Jamie has a lot with vets. Um, all of these conversations need to be ongoing so they become more than just a publicity campaign that you see once a year, which means some company got paid a whole bunch of money to create a publicity campaign, but didn't make a difference. And
Unmute by design, I think, is going to continue, sister, for the rest of the year. We're going to do unmute design every single Sunday, I think, on a different topic on unmuting, right? I think that's a good idea.
it needs to be. And there's a whole lot of topics that need to be unmuted. So yes, I'm loving this. And I love everybody that was here and the interaction. Um, it was important conversation, which we talked a lot of different things. And just to kind of close it out, I mean, don't forget, this is ongoing now. So now's the time to join the 50 Inspirational Connections. And for many, this topic alone may be what they're an inspirational connection about. So
Yeah, I want to address somebody's question. I forgot. I don't know if that was my connection or not on LinkedIn, but it was definitely on LinkedIn conversation. They're like, "Hey, Dr. Leland, what if I want to nominate someone who already passed away?" And I said, "Unfortunately, you can't." And he's like, "Well, what's the point of being inspired?" And here's the thing, guys. We want us okay. I actually see this on my husband's collectibles, and this is why I say this. Okay. You can and you can't. I'm gonna explain. If you're listening, I'm sorry, sister. um, so here's the thing. People die not knowing that they made a difference. Van Gogh, right? All of these people that was so amazing that we celebrate today and we glamorize today, they died destitute. Okay? So many people. My point is celebrate the living. I only see family gatherings, including mine. I've never met my family until my grandmother died. Why? Why can't we celebrate each other when we're still alive? Right? So if you're this person saying, why can I be inspired by dead someone who died? I said yes. But you can nominate yourself and you can talk about that person who inspired you and how and why. That's why I said yes and no. No and yes. No means you can't really nominate that person because they can't really create a video, can they? Right? We need a video. And the second one is if you nominate yourself because you got inspired by somebody else, that's okay. Because what we're trying to do is spread awareness of the inspiration to extrapolate how we can multiply positivity in the world, guys. The whole point of this is that. Is to create a ripple effect of positivity because we already have enough negativity in social media. We need to use social media as a tool to create positivity. And this is the way I know how, right? And that's the reason why you can't nominate someone who passed away because they can't create a video to support what you're saying. But you can nominate yourself saying, I got inspired by ABC because they did this. And I think it was a really good cause because it says like this person opened up 3 schools for autistic children. That's amazing. So if you got inspired by that, please nominate yourself. I want to see that because we want to create positive
Yeah,
platforms and positive vibe and positivity, period. Right. So, yes, please.
I love it. So with that's a great way to close for today on conversations that are not going to stop. We're done with the this special month is over, so let's on to the next topic. No, not anymore. It's we need to let these be important year round, 365, except for those every 4 years where it's 366, but 365 24/7. These things don't go away, so the conversation should not go away either.
And our problem doesn't go away just because you don't talk about it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So, yeah, you
Exactly.
might as well find solutions.
Yep. All right. Thanks everybody for being here. It was a great time. We've got a special show set up for next week. But until then, have a wonderful Tuesday and the rest of your week.
See you tomorrow on Thursday, guys. Bye.
You got tomorrow, Thursday, and we've got Sunday before
Yes.
I'm back on Tuesday.
And Friday. And every
And
day.
Friday. You
And
are
Friday.
out every day.
Yeah.
Influence you 10 o'clock Pacific on Friday.
Yeah.
And
And then the podcast comes out also on Friday. So, yeah.
podcast on Friday.
Maybe I'll
And
move that to Saturday. I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
you and I basically own the 9 to 10 slot Pacific time on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So
Yeah, we do. And then Mike also, don't forget, guys, at 4 p.m. tomorrow.
exactly.
Pacific time.
The real time, right?
Yeah, that's right, Mike. Okay. Bye, guys. Thank you so
Bye,
much for being
everybody.
here.